Good morning. Thanks for joining me at Coffee with Kory. I don't know if you've noticed, but the mortgage interest rates are coming down. Nikki put together a little information for us that posted on our social media about a week ago that kind of talks about the correlation between falling interest rates usually leads to increased demand, which generally pushes home prices up. And so if you're even thinking about getting into the housing market to make a purchase right now, now's a pretty good time to do it because you can get a lot lower interest rate than you could a few months ago, and there's still enough of a supply in our market that it hasn't driven the home values and the home prices up dramatically. So a shameless plug for following the experience on social media. Nikki is always on the cutting edge of getting that information out to everybody as quickly as possible. So that's my real estate item for the week. I really, though, want to seek your assistance because Jossie and I finished watching our most recent TV series that we jumped into, Ted Lasso, and so we're kind of looking for the next TV series to delve into. So if you have any suggestions, go ahead and drop them here on social media. I really enjoyed Ted Lasso. Jossie kind of enjoyed Ted Lasso, but we both agreed that it wasn't nearly as good as the series that we were watching previously, which was Suits. And for those of you guys that get into TV series at all, if you haven't watched Suits, do yourself a favor and watch it because it's riveting. And one of the paths that I want to go down here this morning, and trust me, there's a reasoning behind it. The two of the leading characters from both of those series, as you might imagine, Ted Lasso, the leading character is Ted Lasso, infectiously optimistic. I mean, just that's really the theme of the show is his optimism and the impact that it has on his teams that he coaches. And then in Suits, Harvey Specter is one of the leading characters in that show, and he is supremely confident, kind of even arrogant and cocky, but supremely confident. And both of the leading characters in those shows struggle with mental health issues, ironically enough. And you know, as I really got into both of those TV shows, you know, honestly, I aspire to have many of the attributes of both of them. One of Harvey Specter's lines in the TV series is he frequently says, "I never lose," and you know, of course, as you're in business, like I am, you always aspire to have your team, your company, you as an individual come out on top anytime you're faced with situations where you feel like there's a competition. And so, you know, I've aspired to be like Harvey Specter. I've aspired to be like Ted Lasso in the respect of just always being upbeat and positive. And so for each of those characters to have the mental health struggles that they do in those TV shows was really telling to me. And you know, the mental health is not a topic that is really talked about in public forums a lot because of the stigmas that go along with it. And I felt like we've built enough of a rapport and maybe even a platform together here on Coffee with Kory that we can talk about things that are maybe not as fun to talk about. And so I felt like it was worth bringing that up today. And you know, each of those characters works through as best they can their issues by talking to mental health professionals. And maybe that's not for everybody, but if you're struggling with things, you need to talk to somebody. I have unfortunately seen the paths that not talking to people can take you down, whether it's the self-medication that leads to drug abuse or alcoholism. it becomes a road that it can be very devastating. And so my hope for you and for all of my friends and anybody that I'm having coffee with here this morning is that if you're having those struggles, that you'll talk to somebody about it. And there was an episode, the final episode of Ted Lasso that we watched last night. There was a scene in that TV show where a bunch of the guys are together and they're talking about perfection. And Higgins, one of the characters in the TV show, it was very profound, and I won't get it exactly right, but essentially it came down to him telling the group, humans are not made for perfection. The most you can hope for is when you need help, you ask for it, and you try your best to accept it, and then you continually work on being better.
Human beings are never going to be perfect, Roy. The best we can do is to keep asking for help and accepting it when you can. And if you keep on doing that, you'll always be moving towards better.
And so that's my hope for myself, is that I will continue to strive to be the best version of Kory Davis that I can be. And that's my hope for you as well, that you'll strive to be the best version of yourself that you can, and when you need help, you ask for it, and you do your best to accept it. So, with that little bit of information, I'll leave you for the week, and I hope to see you next week on Coffee with Kory.